Hello Reformers, and welcome back to a world of ice and fire. Now, when we left off, we had just eliminated Tyrosh, and they made it kind of a bit difficult for us. They did make it a bit difficult. Otherwise, we have arrived here in Qohor because I want to do two separate things. I've already done the first thing. The first thing was to hire some more Unsullied, because we are going to be launching our next attack, or shall we say our next declaration of war against our next target, which is Lys. Yes, we're going to be attacking Lys because Valisar is, of course, a rather important thing for us to gain control of, because Nya Sauce is the lord of that, and I would like to see how he is and make his life a little bit less comfortable. Anyway, as you can see right here, we're talking to the weaponsmith. This is the second thing that I wanted to do here, and that is, of course, to say, hello, sir. I wonder if these fine blades include Valyrian steel. Is this something you can forge? Valyrian steel is forged by magic and spells. No, we can't forge Valyrian from scratch. We can, however, reforge Valyrian steel. Would that be of interest to you, my lord? Sure, what would you do for me, sir? Well, I have enough Valyrian steel to forge either two small blades or a large blade. Which would you prefer? Well, I would actually like to take a two-handed weapon here. And I know what you're thinking. Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Well, yes, I am actually very sure about that, because we have a very good one-handed weapon right now. I'm pretty happy with it, and personally, I feel like the only thing I'm really missing is a really, really powerful two-handed of some kind. And this is going to help. So let's do it. There we go. Valyrian Greatsword. Alright, so let us exit and take a look at it. Where is it? There it is. Okay, I was actually... I was thinking to myself, did I make sure I had enough space in my inventory before I interacted with the weaponsmith? Yes, it turns out that I did. Anyway, it is exceptionally sharp and tremendously strong, yet light, keeping its edge and requiring no maintenance. This weapon will never break. Alright, so pretty happy with this. Gonna be swapping out my lance. Am I gonna be swapping out my lance? Maybe I'll just use the lance as well. Now this weapon is going to be perfect for dealing with those pesky defenders or attackers in sieges, and that's exactly what we're going to need to do. So I'm going to make my way once again down all the way here to around Valisar. We have a spy in there already, by the way, and if I can find some villagers, I will be able to declare war almost instantaneously. Now what do we have here? I'm actually speaking to Nya Sauce himself, because I thought I would introduce myself once again in case he's forgotten us, and I actually thought it might make a little bit of sense for us to challenge him to a friendly duel. We seem to be evenly matched, so another duel should prove to be interesting. Another? Well, well, if you say so. Anyway, so we shall find out. Let's do this. Alright, so, there you go. We've won 0 times, we've lost 0 times, and we fought him 0 times. Well, this is... that's not true. On the battlefield, we fought him many times. Anyway, let us start the duel, and we will see what we are capable of. Now, bear in mind that... Oh, what the... Are you serious? What the... Why? Why is he behind me? Are you serious right now? I was wanting to try out my amazing sword. Ugh, well, never mind. I don't exactly know why he spawned right behind me. I feel like that's a little bit strange, but okay. I guess, well, what am I supposed to say? I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with him. But anyway, oh yes, it seems like he's left. Oh yes, fantastic. Okay, so this is great. Now what I'm going to try is exactly the same thing that I did with Mia, and that is attempting to utilize my spy as best as I can. Unfortunately, I feel like this is going to be a bit difficult, because it doesn't seem like we are seeing too many villagers right now, and it seems like there's not many caravans coming to Valisar itself anyway. Okay, so tend to the grave and pay your respects. Going to gain some relation there. And you know what? I feel like we should probably... You know what, I'm just going to attack him. Alright, so I've actually successfully completed sabotage twice now, and as you can see, we have Valisar at 24 out of 411. Now, what I am going to attempt to do here is, if I cannot beat him in some way or another, because he does have 76 elite archers, it is going to be a bit difficult. But if I have some problems with him, then we'll see what happens. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to leave, because we've declared war against them. Just going to leave, and we're going to see whether my spy is successful in his doings, whichever that may be, you know, whichever comes first. Hopefully he will be successful. 11,000, there we go, that's fine. Alright, so let's have a look. Where is he? Oh, no, never mind. Yes, okay, fantastic. We have exactly what we needed. Alright, let's go into Valisar straight away here. Besiege it, call for a meeting with the castle commander, and say surrender. There we go. You will be ransomed and your soldiers will live, I give you my word. And that's it. Yes, very easy indeed. Okay, so, actually unsure what I should take here. Guess I should take some horsemen and things like that, but in general, I don't really want to go all the way back to one of my garrisons. So not a big fan of this, and I am running out of food as well, by the way, with the amount of faffing that I'm doing around here. Anyway, we're actually going to be giving this to Lord Bronn, I believe. And he is now at 100. That's very nice. Okay, so this is fine, and we have looted and buried the dead and all that wonderful stuff. Okay, so now basically what I can do is I can go back to... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go back to Volantis. I am going to try and find a ransom broker if at all possible, but that was extremely successful. Very pleased to see that we were still able to pull off something like that, because that... when you are, you know, dreading something in particular, like for example, you know, dreading this particular siege against Valantine units once again, I really did not want to attack. Aha. Yes, he is embroiled in a battle against Lady Val. Now, I'm actually kind of surprised that Lady Val is taking so many casualties here, because I believe she's actually capable of having about 280 units, so her having 156 right here, kind of surprising to me. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to just go in here before we help her out, and we're going to go and just get a whole bunch of grain. And no, I do not want to go into the... I don't want to go into the training grounds. I mean, obviously, I don't want to go into the training grounds. Thank you very much. I would like to try and find a ransom broker. It doesn't seem like that is going to happen. So what we are going to do is we're going to help out. Oh yes, let's do it. Move in to help Lady Val, and we now have 650 against 329, and we know how to beat Valantines, don't we? And yeah, I wonder whether you've actually spotted my new name as well. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can spot it when we kill people, or, you know, just beforehand, whether you spotted it. Anyway, let's see, 127 on each side here. Bear in mind that my battle size is set to a particular standard where we're not going to suffer too many performance problems as, you know, PC problems and all that stuff. Anyway, 127 on each side. Should be a pretty epic fight. Really wish I could do more, but obviously I can't. Anyway, I have 41 archers. 41 archers. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's go for some shield wall action right here. Tell our people to go a little bit closer. Get our archers over here. We should probably tell them to go into... No, they can't go into ranks? Oh, okay. They apparently cannot go into ranks. That's absolutely fine, though. And we do have some cavalry here as well, so I should probably tell them to follow me, and we will tell them to do the wedge formation. Alright, so let's see how this is going to go. Now, if they do have a whole bunch of cavalry, it might be kind of difficult for us, but we're going to just move our infantry relatively close, not too close, but, you know, a little bit close, and then we're going to see what happens here. I kind of want to try and separate their cavalry from our archers if at all possible, so if we can eliminate them as much as we can. Don't really want to get my horse killed if at all possible too, so maybe I can tell my infantry to approach them and attack the archery division. That sounds like a good plan to me. I will want to use my new sword as well. because why not? It's such an amazing sword. I mean, should be amazing at the very least. But yeah, my proficiency obviously is not very good. As we have seen, my two-handed, you know, I have not used two-handeds ever before, so obviously that's going to be maybe a bit of an issue. And also getting shot multiple times over is very good, but I still have my cavalry following me. We are losing many units right here, but that is to be expected. Let's just hope that we can eliminate as many of the enemy units as possible riding along the side here. Yes, there we go. Okay, fantastic. We have caused them to panic a little bit, and maybe if we can cause more of them to panic, that will be good. I'm going to actually tell my Unsullied to charge in right now because they are just being absolutely destroyed in all kinds of ways, and I would very much like to prevent them from fully dying here. Yes. I mean, as we can see, I'm actually kind of not wanting to look at the casualty report right now, but in a minute I might. Alright. Okay, I think I can probably look now relatively safely. So let's get our people to hold position once again. Oh, I'm taking damage from blood loss? That is such a shame. Okay, well, yeah, seems like that's a bit of a thing, isn't it? Yes, I'm not a big fan of the blood loss thing. I can disable it, I know, but in general, quite a few people like to have these realism settings on, so I tend to just leave them on anyway, but I mean, it's kind of to be expected. If you take this much damage, you are going to have a little bit of a problem in regards to your wounds and everything, so I guess that's to be expected. Anyway, I actually don't even know how many we've killed. I don't know how many we've killed, so I suppose what we could do is retreat here and go back in. Alright, so we're doing a pretty reasonable job here so far, and by that I mean we have basically just been patient. Being patient in a world of ice and fire is very, very important in battles, or at least in my opinion, because whenever we have fought the Valantines in the past, usually charging straight on in, like we did in the previous encounter, was usually not the best idea. There's a reason for that, of course, because they have a huge amount of arrows, they are going to be willing to use them, of course, and as a result we will take quite a few casualties. But if you were to wait and allow them to unleash their arrows against you, and as a result, you know, from a safe distance, make sure that all your units are, you know, taking up the shield wall formation and, you know, all that wonderful stuff, then in general you are going to have a much easier time. And that means that we will have situations like this, where we are able to just murder every single one of them, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. I am actually going to die again, I think, because these guys do have arrows, and my horse is lame at the moment. So, unfortunately, it is a little bit slower than I would like. I don't know whether I have any blood loss right now. It doesn't seem like I have any blood loss, but you never know. I'm going to tell my archers to charge in as well, because maybe they are not within effective range. They probably aren't at the moment. Oh, I'm a bit worried about tackling these guys, but they have switched to their melee weapons, so... Oh, really? 64 damage to the head? I'm actually kind of surprised that this Valyrian sword was only capable of doing that. I guess it is literally just because my proficiency is so incredibly bad, but there you go. A victory against Nya Sauce. And he is never going to live this down, is he? He's never going to live this down. Anyway, there you go. There's our casualties. And we took out 199. Pretty nice. I only killed 15, but that's alright, you know. Not a big deal. Alright, so yeah, we arrived just in time, apparently. Yeah, my deepest thanks. That was a good scrap. Alright, so yeah, we're going to be taking this guy prisoner, because more than likely they will be able to give us a pretty sizable ransom, so I'm pretty happy with that. The only unfortunate thing about this is that we missed out on quite a few prisoners, and that would have been nice, but, well, it is what it is. We do gain some reputation, gain some morale and all that wonderful stuff. Ah, look at this. The Bravosi that travels with us. I've never seen such swordplay. Yeah, well, or I've never seen swordplay of such beauty, as the line actually is. Anyway, I've traveled to Bravos many a time. I've seen the words of Bravos just a few, but this one's different. Okay. Words or swords? I actually don't even know whether... Ah, very good. Now, my spy in Lys was discovered and sent to the gallows. Why? Oh. Yeah. That's why. Okay. I was like, oh, why is that? Why is that? I wanted that spy to stay there. Thank you very much. But no. Oh well, never mind. Okay. So, thankfully, now that we have taken Valisar, we are now at war against Lys, which I don't think is going to be that bad, but it really depends. But now that we are at war against them, we are going to be having a campaign, and we're going to attempt to utilize all of our vassals in the greatest way possible. So, let's see if I can get some morale increasing stuff. No, I can't get that. I can just get some smoked fish, I suppose. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put these guys in the garrison here. Unfortunately, I could not find any ransom brokers, as you saw there. There was just none to be found. And Nya Sauce is going to be going in there too and having a grand old time in our prisoner tower. I'm sure he's going to be looked after very, very cozily, and he won't have to worry too much. How's my morale? It's very high. Okay, what I could do is hold a feast very quickly just to get us a little bit of morale there. And then we are going to make our way over to... yes, over to Lys. Actually, we're not going to be attacking Lys just yet. We're going to be attacking the other one first. Jorah, I believe it's called. Jorah, yeah, so that's the one that I want to go for first, because I need a ship to be able to make it to Lys, and unfortunately, my ship is all the way over at Carthagar, because I have literally only just I've used this route right here, and this route, to get to places. So, yes, my boats being over there is not really the best idea, but, well, I can't really do much about that right now. And what we are going to do, however, is we are going to tell Silver to send a message to the vassals of the realm. Hopefully they are all using Valantine units, because those guys are pretty good. I mean, we know them to be very good. Lady Val is unfortunately still injured, but hopefully she will be able to recuperate in our journeys over to the castle. Alright, so wow, I'm actually really surprised about this particular event here, as I have just arrived at the castle and I was, getting my checkpoint set up, finding traitors, and, digging latrines and so on and so forth. And then I thought to myself, okay, before I, resume the recording, I thought, let's try and speak to the commander and see what he has to say. And, as you can see, the commander just so happens to be a peasant. And I guess I don't blame him. You have my word, you will not come under attack if you leave the fort. And they have left. That's it. That was crazy. And I'm not going to be taking anything, because I think Lady Val can actually take some stuff. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. And I think I'm actually going to give her this fief, because Bronn has 2 towns, which is just crazy, and everyone else seems to have quite a bit, so Val is going to get this. They all seem to be okay with it, with the exception of Bronn, who's losing quite a bit of relation, but it's fine, doesn't really matter. Anyway, there we go. That is good. Okay, so now, oh, she didn't rescue any? Why didn't she rescue any of those people from there? Oh well, never mind. Okay, so I actually anticipated this taking a lot longer because, of course, I thought it would be an actual siege. So I guess what we're going to do is we're actually going to go over to Lys as well. I'm not entirely sure how we're supposed to do that. The harbour. Yes, if we can go to the harbour, then we might be able to pay someone a little bit of... a little bit. I'm running around with 500 units right now. A little bit is not in the vocabulary of these harbour masters. They are going to charge me a very pretty penny indeed. So let us head over here. Take a walk around the harbour. That's literally it. Seems like I will need to go and buy some ships, I guess. So we might be in a bit of a pickle here. We have 240, which is actually my maximum capacity where, that I can take on a ship in my fleet. And I was actually thinking, let me just take a quick look at Lys and see what's actually going on here. And these guys were all stacked inside the little sprite on the world map of Lys, so I couldn't see them. and they're very sneaky. They're very sneaky. Good ambush, certainly. Anyway, this is going to be pretty tricky, I think. We have 85 against 169. I do not know how good lease units are, so we are going to obviously find out in this battle. I have been told that they are worse than Valantines, and I'm hopeful that that is actually the case, because otherwise we're going to have some problems. Anyway, there's 2 cavalry. I guess I will tell those guys to follow me so that they don't get themselves killed for nothing, and otherwise we will tell our infantry to do the business, which is of course the shield wall. And we will get into a decent enough position. Ah, yeah, I did not swap out my mount. I always continue to forget to do that because obviously it's lame right now, so I need to put it into my inventory so that my wound treatment can mend it and then obviously use it again. But unfortunately that's not the case. I keep forgetting, but oh well, never mind. I guess my mount is not really going to cause us to win or lose this fight. It really depends on our units. So let's see what happens. They don't seem to have that many in the way of archers. So, they seem to have... Oh, they're using heavy cavalry? Really? Right. Okay, well that's kind of annoying. I'm not a big fan of the heavy infantry, to be honest. I actually feel like they're kind of good, you know? They're kind of good, so I obviously do not want them to stick around for that long. Thank you very much. And it seems like... you know what? Let's just tell them to attack the cavalry. Tell our Unsullied to attack the cavalry because, I mean, come on. They are made to attack cavalry. They certainly are because, let's face it, they have spears and all kinds of things. Seems like my archer contingent has been murdered in many, many different ways. Not very good. Yeah, right. Okay, so, I don't know what to make of them so far. I don't know what to make of them because obviously they're using mercenary units. And they seem to be... They do have a couple of lease-specific units, but they don't seem to be doing that much. They just seem to be dying, actually. So, that's pretty good. I'm very happy that we have Unsullied, to be honest. Okay, let's tell them to go over there and attack the archers. And I am actually going to be dying from blood loss once again. Yes. Great. How many have we lost so far, by the way? Oh, I was actually just going to check my casualty report. But oh well, never mind. Never mind. I feel like we are actually doing pretty well here. Considering, and I think we might even be able to leave the battle considering we've murdered so many. So I'm actually going to retreat here and just take note of what we have. We killed 133? Are you serious? Yeah, these guys do seem to be a little easier than I anticipated. I will still not be able to leave. I was actually hoping that I would be able to leave here. What about commander's options? Call your enemy forward for a duel of honor. You have won that... Yes, really? I'm actually really surprised. Okay, I'm going to read this because I've actually never won this duel ever before, I don't think. I might have in Britain Water a long time ago. Anyway, one of your men breaks away from the ranks and saunters towards the enemy, then turns, pulls his coat halfway up, and shows his ass. An enemy champion runs towards him, enraged, and tosses a javelin. It is a wild shot that falls a few feet from your warrior. The enemy then draws his sword and charges with a cry. Your man quickly prepares himself and stands his ground, waiting with a spear rocking in his hand. Each champion batters the other's shield in an attempt to hit home, or in an effort. Yeah, there you go. Watching closely, you observe the first blood spilled, and then the last, as your champion thrusts his spear through the mouth of his opponent. After catching his breath, your champion turns around and shouts to your men, "I was too big a mouthful." Yes, exactly. Anyway, you have won the duel. Fantastic. Okay, so we gained some morale from that. Is that it? Okay, what about a rousing speech? It's not convincing. Okay, so we lose, and then we lose some morale. Okay, well that's fine. I don't really mind too much about that. So let's take the field. I believe I've never actually won that duel, so I'm pretty happy with that to begin with anyway. So that's kind of nice. Anyway, let us make our way over then. I suppose we're going to be doing exactly the same thing once again, basically, and maybe I will be able to survive this time. Would be quite nice. Yes, once again they're sending these guys. Okay, so yeah, their heavy cavalry is very annoying because it's pretty well armored. They do seem to have decent weapons, decent skills, and all of these things add up to be a rather deadly combination. So I am going to obviously try to be a bit mindful of that, and if at all possible, get a couple of kills in the meantime. Yes, it's kind of difficult to actually tell them to attack the cavalry specifically because they seem to be kind of difficult in that way. Oh, hello. There's someone right beside me. Did not see that guy. He was being a bit sneaky. All right, so let's just you know what? Let's just tell all the infantry to charge, because I think as long as we can charge and have our opponent be right next to us, I think we're pretty good to do that. We don't really need to use shield wall in that case because, well, they're probably not going to have a lot of time to shoot at us. Seems like our companions are doing a fantastic job as well, so I'm pretty happy with them. And maybe we can get a couple more kills here. I don't really want to take any more damage because I'm going to die then, so... Seems like this is going remarkably well, and I think the main reason for that is because they are, in essence, slightly... should we say, slightly upgraded versions of Nya, I believe. Seems like that's the case, at least. Because Nya didn't really have anything too special about them, and they basically just use mercenary units, and these guys are using a combination of their own kinds of units and mercenaries. And that seems to be not really working too well for them. So, I'm kind of happy about that. Let's see if we can maybe eliminate that guy. Yes, their light cavalry does not appear to be very well armored. Let's tell our people just to go straight on in here and try and eliminate the archers. I have set them into shield wall now because these guys are obviously going to be shooting quite a few arrows. Oh, I'm dead. Yep, that was not good. That was not good at all. Definitely need to replace that horse. I mean, I have to now because it's actually dead this time around. But yeah, that was ill-advised to try and do a little bit of a fancy maneuver there. I was really wanting to do some significant damage to these, you know, archers in the back there, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so that seems to be it. I think we probably have this battle in the bag. I'm actually going to allow my forces just to, you know, move onward here and see what they're capable of doing, because I don't really want to retreat and then have even more renown loss, even though the renown isn't really a big deal to me. I personally don't care about my army size anymore because, you know, when you have about 500 in general, it's always going to be enough. And considering I need to go and buy some more ships, by the way, I went to Valantis, and I went into the port there, and I was looking around at the ships, and the only ships they have are rowboats. Yes, they just have rowboats. That's all. That's it. That's it. They just have the ones that basically allow 7 people to be on them individually, and that's it. And I was very surprised by that because Valantis is such a big town. You would expect them to have some pretty amazing ships, or at least more than just that. I think they had 2 or 3 different kinds of that one model of ship, so it's kind of a bit weird. But anyway, seems to be a victory for us. Seems to be a victory against Lys, and 46 renown is ours. Very nice indeed, and we only lost a grand total of 14 units. Doing amazingly well here. 339 eliminated. Can I leave now? No, I still can't leave. Alright, so we have our next round here, and if we are successful, we will be victorious against, I believe there are 2 or 3 vassals here. Can you believe that? There are so many. I'm kind of surprised that they were able to field such a large army with just 2 or 3 vassals. Don't exactly know what's going on there, but what I do know is that I have no horse, and I will have to do my commanding from down here, and it's going to be a bit difficult. Anyway, I'm going to tell my cavalry just to charge straight on in here from the side. Actually, you know what? Let's tell them to go down there. Because, oh, so Barristan got himself eliminated once again. He's very good, isn't he? Yes. Very good. The legendary. Yes, the legendary being, yes, eliminated so incredibly quickly. Oh well, never mind. We don't mind. He's basically providing a huge amount of passive benefit anyway. Doesn't really matter whether he's actually any good in combat. Maybe we just need to give him some armor. That might be the case. Anyway, I'm actually just trying to be a bit cautious here because anytime I get into a fight, I have a very high chance of being murdered. So it would be nice if I can try to prevent that from happening. And it seems like that's it. There we go. We eliminated all of them by the looks of things. Let's move our archers up ahead here. I'm just standing here because my stamina was exhausted. Kill him, please. Thank you. Alright, so we are in a very good position right now, and the enemy is coming once again with a pretty sizable amount of cavalry, but I don't really mind too much. Wait a minute, sizable amount of cavalry? Does that mean 4? Yes, I think that means 4. Very good. Take that guy off his mount, thank you very much. And we will once again tell our Unsullied to go and attack the archers. Hopefully our archers will start doing something as well, because, you know, they are kind of needed. You know, they're kind of needed to do some things here, so it would be nice if they could start firing away. New enemies have arrived once again. How many are they going to be willing to throw at us? Seems like unlimited amounts. Ooh, they're coming in with quite a few cavalry this time. Okay, so now that our archers are on a pretty nice incline, I'm going to leave them up there, and we're going to try and fight within this little small, shall we say, it's not really a valley, but you know what I mean. It's nice, nice flat area with a little slope in the backs, you know, to give our archers a little bit of an advantage. And I'm going to try and see whether we can tell them to attack the cavalry here. You know, I've not used my not used my sword, have I? Not used my Valyrian steel sword for some unknown reason. I think it is literally just because my proficiency is so bad that it is making it kind of difficult to utilize it effectively and to make it as damaging as my one-handed right now, because my one-handed is doing, well, as you can see, amazing amounts of damage. And not having that at our disposal in these very, very clutch battles, because obviously we are wanting to be as effective as we can be, and I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in here. And what's actually going on here? What's actually going on with my archers, and what's happening with these archers? They're off to the side here doing some weird jiggery pokery. We really don't want them to do that, so let's see if I can maybe turn them a little bit. Let's actually just tell my archers to charge in, because, you know, I want them to be as effective as possible, and if that means them charging in with a melee weapon, then that's just how it has to be. And it seems like, yep, that's it. I think that is indeed a victory. Are they all running? I think they are all running, so I can actually... seems like they might not all be running just yet. I was actually thinking that I might be able to auto-resolve it. Are they all retreating? Yeah, they are all retreating now. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so there you go. We lost a grand total of 8, and we eliminated 293. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, I'm happy with that, and we do get to take them prisoner, which I will be doing. 2 of them? Only 2? Wow. Wow, that is kind of crazy. I really thought that we were going to have many, many more, and that just speaks to how many units they actually had in their armies individually. I mean, that's crazy, you know? Them having about 700? Wow, amazing. We came here with 240, by the way, and I now have 207. So we're still doing remarkably well, and I'm actually going to be leaving and not taking the loot here, because I'm a bit worried about other enemies being in the area. And speaking of that, we will probably want to put on a horse, and there we go. Alright, so how many do they have here? They have Elias Patrol over there, and they have some fellow in there with 102 in his army. They have elite archers, and that seems to be it. by the way, my campaign is still going on, so I'm not entirely sure where my vassals are. I was actually hoping that they would come across. Oh, hello. Seems to be a bunch coming out now to say hi. Ooh, there we go. I believe that is actually the liege of Lys. He seems to have a very large contingent of units, but saying that, I could have taken him out in the previous fight. But anyway, there you go. That will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.